Hey folks, I haven't done a video about my maps in a while. I've done some mapping, but not a lot of it. Um, Basically, someone in a Facebook group I'm in called D&D/RPG Maps posted this picture. It's a map of the Earth with just the oceans as the center, and the land is like kind of the thing off to the side. And this guy Cody R. Williams said this making cool maps with ocean for ground, vice versa. I completely agreed, so I downloaded it. I fucked with the image, and after messing with it, I've turned it into this map. But now that I've made it, I really like it, and it's giving me intriguing possibilities. First of all, pardon me. It is a very weird planet. Like, okay, so first of all, I posted underneath that post on Facebook saying this would be good use for my how do I put this? This would be a good thing for me to base my counter Earth map on. So basically, my D&D setting is very science fantasy, and so you got all these real and fake planets in the solar system, including yeah, I'm sorry, including a counter Earth and a counter Mars, which is basically like it's a science fiction concept where opposite a planet on the same orbit, but opposite from the sun is like another planet. Usually they use this as like they how do I put this? Usually when they're talking about this, they're talking about counter Earth. I don't think there's very many myths about like a how do I put this a counter Mars because I guess people aren't cool like me. Well, okay, I didn't even think of that. Some psychologists or like anthropologists like joined a UFO, not cult as in like crazy like murder cult, but like a weird UFO woo woo group, and it kind of ended up changing how they viewed things based on their own research into pseudo history bullshit that I like so much, and they're the ones that made up Counter Mars. I didn't. I'm not that clever. But anyways, um, having messed with the map, I've realized, and oh god, I'm stupid. I'm just basically this is the planet opposite Earth, and it seems like it's pretty different from Earth just based on its shape. So keep in mind, I do have hexes. Each hex is 25 pixels across, and it is 100 miles. Um, yes. So this planet I think is about something like 30,000 miles across. It's a little bigger than Earth. And what that means is having just measured these continents, this is like a supercontinent. This is like, here, let me do the fucking math right now. Let me see. Let me try and click from here, go down there, go down there, and then, yeah. So that's, okay. So how much is that? That's 502 pixels divided by 25, because it's 25 pixels per hex, and then times that by 100, because each of those is 100 miles. So this is a 20,000 mile long fucking continent. This is like the Pangaea of this continent. And then over here, you've got this second biggest continent. It's also huge, and keep in mind, I'm very bad at making believable land masses, so when I can cheat by using real life stuff as a basis and then working around that to make something that feels reasonable, I'm very happy. And of course, you can see having put where the having put lighter sea like ocean water where the ocean is shallower, you can see the obvious indents, right? That's obviously Africa. There's Madagascar. I'm actually not sure, some of the maybe the Comoros or whatever. You've got the Caribbean over here. You got Greenland up here, and the Arctic over there. Um, Obviously Antarctica. Uh, I should know what that is, but I don't. Over here, you've got Japan, Hokkaido, part of Japan. Is that? I forget which island that is, but anyways, you got Kamchatka. Just given that it's a fantasy setting where there's like always like the influence of fiction upon reality in my setting, it's fine for there to be like, oh, here's the Antarctic deep, and you're like, what? It's like, oh, this is the shallow water in the perfect shape of Antarctica. Like, what the fuck? It makes sense logically within my setting, but it's also very fucking weird. But not only is it cool to have these huge continents, which when I was placing all of these mountains based on some of the detail on the height maps I was making as the basis for this, that I was basically making the darker parts on the land, the highlands, right? So that would determine where I'd place these plateaus and where I'd place the mountains, of course, on the highest points. Um, when I was placing them, I was like, man, this seems like too many mountain ranges. But now that I realize this is like a 20,000 fucking mile long continent, it's like, yeah, there would be a gajillion of these things, and they'd be huge, and this one too, right? But also, when I did the measurements, I realized that these islands out here, at least the biggest ones, like this one, so these two, probably that one too, this one, and this one, and maybe even you could argue some of the bigger islands out here, and maybe that one too. Like, they're the continents. This is a very oceany world, right? This is a world that is mostly ocean, but it's also got these vast, enormous land masses. And I guarantee you, because I want to actually try developing out like the biomes of this place in a sort of like in a world buildery way, because I've always been bad at that. Like, I don't know what the shape, like where should the savannas go, where should the jungles go. I'm never good at that, but hopefully I can do some more of this. I really like this map. It's firing up my imagination a lot, and especially these weird islands and the land masses. It's just really cool. Anyways, hope you have a good day. Bye bye.